Now we're going to talk about actually doing the full pitch, and as I'm demonstrating this, I'm going to demonstrate without a ball and then with a ball so that you can see both results. And it's really important that when you do walk onto the pitching mound in a game, and I'll just use a line here, is that you have your hands apart. You can't have your hands together, and your hands are apart, so you can have the ball in your hand or in your glove, completely up to the athlete. So when we do walk onto the mound, we want to make sure that we're standing nice and tall and that we're going to get a signal from our catcher to tell us where they want us to throw the ball. And once we do that, we can bring our hands together. And this is the important part for the athlete, to decide what they're going to do with their body. Because at some point, we want to get them into that load and go position so that they can generate that power, because our power comes from the waist down. All our big muscles, our quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, calf muscles are much bigger than just my arm. My arm is a lever and that delivers the ball. So it's really important that we use our lower body efficiently. So again, I don't have the ball and I've walked onto the mound, I've got my hands apart, and getting the athletes then to feel comfortable, and there's lots of different ways you can do this. Sometimes athletes actually like to stand and then bring both hands down and swing both arms. Some people like to come over the top like they have a beach ball under their shirt so that they're in that good position to drive forward to their target. Other times you see athletes will just stand and do this, not really efficient, and we don't want to encourage that. We want to try and get them using their lower body as early as possible so that it becomes muscle memory for them. And when it becomes muscle memory, it's much easier as they progress when they're older into their other pitches, and that their body does remember a good movement. So I really want to get them to work on getting into that good position, however they choose to do that, and make sure that once we get there, then we can work on driving towards our target. We want to go forward, 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 then up. So now just going back and doing the full pitch with the ball, and it's really important that your athletes have a good base of mechanics, because a lot of countries in the world have many other athletes to choose from. We're very limited with the number of athletes that we have, so it's really important that we look after them, teach them good technique when they're first starting so it can carry through for the rest of their career. So I've walked onto the mound. You notice I've got the ball in my hand. Can put the ball in my glove, standing up nice and tall, got my signal, ready to throw the ball. So I'm going to go into my pitch, getting in that good position, and then from here I'm working on exploding, release the ball. I believe the other point that's really important to bring up right now is that when we are working with the pitches, the most important part of your pitch is when your arm is at the top of that circle. And whether the ball is facing towards your catcher or away from your catcher, from this point down, that's when we really want to accelerate and get that speed going. So we don't need to be necessarily super fast up here. We can be nice and relaxed to this point, but then we want to make sure that we're accelerating. So a lot of times when you're working with athletes, you'll see them and they'll walk onto a mound, and when they're standing there, you'll see them take this breath in. They never breathe out, and that's important that they breathe out so they can be nice and relaxed through their rib cage, because if you're not relaxed through your rib cage, then your arm becomes very stiff. So make sure when they walk onto the mound, as I just did in the last clip, that they get their sign, hands together, take that breath out, so then everything is nice and loose and relaxed, and I can get ready to drive into my pitch.